Good. Well, let me clear my throat. Good morning, beloveds. It's been kind of a busy week. Just all of the things that I usually have done by Thursday, not much of it's gotten done. But that's okay. It's post-fair week, and it looks like what it looks like, and everything will get done when it's time. So we have an unusual title today, and I don't know what to think about it. So let's read the thing and find out. As you can see, I do have my little I don't know what to call him. He's making as Bill Birch used to call them, cameos. I'm sure Bill Birch still calls them cameos. He just, That's been one of the things about the Renaissance Festival since the last 8 weeks. People have come up in my news feed from years past that are no longer with us. And so it's bittersweet. It's like you're happy to see them again. Most of the time in the pictures they were happy, but they're no longer with you. So, title. It is December 1st. It is Thursday, December 1st. Our title is Transmuting Sorrow into Joy. Our first quote is, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." And that is Romans 12:2. The second quote is, "Turn entirely from the condition or limited situation to its opposite, to the realization of health, happiness, and harmony." And that is Science of Mind, page 186. All right. We can always transmute a seeming disappointment, sorrow, or misery into great joy and happiness. It doesn't matter what form the challenge takes. It may be an important relationship which seems beyond healing, a health challenge, or the sight of a cherished dream drifting just out of reach. They're all the same. Something wonderful can be created from these opportunities. Ernest Holmes shares these words with us. We should not despise apparent failures, the temporary chagrins of life, for they are salutary, leading the soul to the inner Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. When the experience is complete, the lesson will be learned, and we shall enter the paradise of contentment. Let us do something each day to help others feel better about ourselves. Let us dare to follow a dream. Find bliss by blessing, loving, and releasing everything in life. God is good. We have been created in that very image. We are pure spirit wearing material form. God gave each one of us the gift of choice, which allows us to change our life by changing our thoughts. I am created for health, happiness, and joy. God is the center of my life. I am creatively expressing from this center. I give no person or situation the power to take my joy away. I wear joy. I am joy. This joy comes from God. This is the truth. And that is SB. That is Shirley Briggs. We should not despise apparent failures. Oh, okay. And here's the thing. Transmuting sorrow into joy. There are so many ways you could go with that. It just opens up this pathway. And with the quote she used from Ernest Holmes, one of my favorite quotes that I like to lean into is that a master has failed more times than an apprentice has ever tried. And my earnest belief that there's no such thing as failure as long as you've learned something, as long as you don't quit trying. Now, when I say don't quit trying, sometimes what a failure, quote, means is that we need to try something different. They do say the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. And so that's one of the reasons why I believe that as long as we have learned something and make minute adjustments, then we've never truly failed. What is it that they say about, it just popped right out of my head, guy that had invented the light bulb. worked in Menlo Park. Yay, can't think of his name right now for nothing. But that, you know, it was like, how many times did he try to invent the light bulb? 100, 1,000, you know, and then it finally worked. And he didn't say that he failed any time. What he said was he learned one more way that it didn't work. And so that's because we can get weird about apparent failures. We can get weird about, you know, health challenges and things like that. And what it can often mean is that maybe we're turning a corner. And the problem with turning a corner is you can't see what's around the corner. You know, especially if it's something new that you're doing, you know, you can't see around the corner. You are kind of walking blind. And so you go through life and bumping up against things, and they don't go the way you expect them to do. And that honestly is just life. That is life in the material world. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. And so what looks like an apparent failure is simply you turning a corner into a whole new field of vision. And it opens up so many more possibilities. And that's one of the things that I like that she said is opportunities. Frequently what we look at as obstacles aren't necessarily obstacles. They are opportunities. They can be opportunities to try a different way. And that really is one of the things about obstacles is they're, if you look at them as opportunities to try a different way, then they're not such a stumbling block. And that's what we're going for. And she talks about joy. Joy is one of the qualities of God. Joy is one of those things that we want to alignment. When I talk about the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself, I tell you, yes, it is about self-care, but it is also about joy, because joy is something that is very necessary to our lives. Because no matter what's going on in our lives, if we don't have moments of joy, then what's the point? And I say that from somebody who has had those mental health challenges, absolutely had those mental health challenges. Tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is my 50th birthday. And I'm super excited about it. And the only thing I can think about why I'm so excited about this birthday, as opposed to any other birthday that I've had, is because there's a part of me that never expected to get there. And so that's one of the reasons why this birthday is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. Anything after this birthday is absolutely cake, because a part of me never expected to get here. And so, but here I am, here I am. And so I've had plenty of sorrows in my life, and I have taken each sorrow and not let it make me bitter. What I have done is I have taken each sorrow, and looked at the challenge and decided, because in there she said something about choice. The gift that we have been given is choice. And sometimes, honestly, the only choice that we have is the choice of how we feel about whatever's going on. And the choice of what we can do about it. Now, I will lean back into Reverend Marcia's advice of what is mine to do, because sometimes there isn't anything that I can do about a situation. There isn't anything that it's not mine to do, but I can choose how I feel about it, and then I can choose where I go from there. And that really, honestly, is one of the greatest gifts that we have, is choice. And that choice, when we look a sorrow in the face, when we look at a challenge in the face, when we look an opportunity in the face, when we look an obstacle in the face, and we see it for what it is, And that's the important thing. Not what we think it is, but what it is. Not what other people have told us it is, but what it is. Then we can make a choice based on truth. And frequently, that's what we're looking at. It's like okay, hang on. Roll back. When we are going on what people have told us, when we are going on what we think the situation is, before we have truly looked at it, when we have looked at the truth behind the situation, our choices aren't based on truth. And so that's why no matter what is going on, you want to look at the truth of the situation for yourself. And then choose from there. And you want to look at the truth with a capital T behind the situation. And what that looks like is that everybody in the situation is a child of God. As Shirley said, we're all made in the image of. And absolutely every one of us deserve joy. And so we've got to look the material world in the face and recognize that we are all spirit. She said that beautiful turn of phrase, that we're all spirit wearing material form. And then allow ourselves to make a choice. So, I love the Romans quote, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." And that is super, super important with no matter what's going on. The renewing of our mind. Choosing again. And then the other one, turn entirely from the condition or limited situation. All right. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, this is what we think. This is what we've been told. But is it actually the truth of the situation? So we turn away from the condition and turn to what we know to be the truth. To its opposite, to the realization of health, happiness, and harmony. All right. Ernest played hardball metaphysics. So, it can be kind of a hard turn of phrase. We should not despise apparent failures, the temporary chagrins of life, for they are salutary, leading the soul to the inner Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. Because sometimes we have to look at the material world and turn our backs on it and turn within to who we know we are, to that divine spark within us that whispers to us that we are love, And that is the voice that we want to listen to in the midst of a challenge. All right. When the experience is complete, the lesson will be learned and we shall enter the paradise of contentment. And really, honestly, that's kind of the secret. It's like, until we learn the lesson, it's going to keep showing up. So we can choose to learn the lesson the first time. We don't need to know 999 ways that it doesn't work. All right. Let us do something each day to help others feel better about ourselves. And that is one of the powers that we have that I am so proud of. And we do it in ways that are authentic and real and simple. A smile, a kind word, a greeting, making eye contact so that people feel seen, listening and reflecting back what you've heard so people feel heard. Those are little things that we can do every day to make people feel better about themselves. We don't have to give them false compliments when what we can do is make them feel seen and heard. Really, honestly, that's the best thing that we can do for them. Let us dare to follow a dream, find bliss by blessing, loving, and releasing everything in life. So she says, God is good. We have been created in that very image. God is good. We have been created in that very image. We are pure spirit wearing material form. That's the line I liked. And then this last line, God gave each of us the gift of choice, which allows us to change our life by changing our thoughts. She does this beautiful treatment. I am created for health, happiness, and joy. We are created for health, happiness, and joy. It is up to us to choose that. God is the center of our life because it's all God. No matter which direction we look, we're always going to be looking back at God. I am creatively expressing from this center. I am creatively expressing from this center. So you really, honestly, the mission today is kind of twofold. God gave us each the gift of choice. And we are creatively expressing. So I would say the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to creatively express from this gift of choice. All right? Creatively express from this gift of choice. That's the mission today. Honestly, it's the mission every day. We were created for joy. We were created by joy. We get to be divine channels of joy. Does that mean we have to be happy 100% of the time? No, it means we get to feel the full range of emotions. But we have a responsibility to make time for joy. And that's the next part, which is the spiritual practice of doing something loving for ourselves, doing something kind for ourselves, doing something compassionate for ourselves. That is, as I have said before, and we'll say again, about self-care. It's about taking a deep breath before we speak, which is a choice, because it allows us to choose our words. It allows us to respond instead of react. It allows us to touch that God center of ourselves before we say whatever it is that we're going to say. But it is also about making time for joy, which is why I say eat dessert first. Did you know as an adult you could eat cake for breakfast? Most of us don't choose that. But did you know that it was an option? And maybe tomorrow. Actually, no. If anything, it'll be Sunday. So I might eat cake for breakfast. You know, it's a choice. It's a choice. So, and that really is that loving, kind, compassionate thing that you do for yourself every day. That is you choosing yourself. All right. So, you know, the suggestions, the deep breath, the take a walk, take a nap, take a day off, take time for yourself, make time for yourself. Eat dessert first. Enjoy, engage all 5 of your senses in that dessert or that cup of coffee or that cup of tea, whatever it is that you do. Practice on yourself. 1, as I have said before, you are your best test subject. And 2, you deserve your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion. Absolutely. All right. So create that bank. Practice on yourself. Create that habit. Create that default setting. Create that first response. And trust me when I say, because I have practiced this, it will make room in your life for joy. It will. It works. It does. I practice it a lot. So I ask you to do it at least once. I encourage you to do it much more than that. Okay. The other things. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. Please drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I talk about it a lot. Big believer in that. I mean, if we're 80% water, hydration is really important. I also encourage you to, get that early in your day bright light, science, circadian rhythms, hormones. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. It works. And then, as always, in the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven. All right. Today we talked about transmuting sorrow into joy. Today we talked about choice. And that's what that is. Opening the windows of your soul. Acknowledging that God is the center of you. Acknowledging that you are pure spirit in a material form is a choice. And it is a choice that we get to make every day, sometimes more than once a day. When we open our eyes, we look out at the world and we go, I can do this. All right? I can do this. Choose yourself. Choose spirit. Choose love. Choose joy. And as Emma likes to say, look for the good and praise it. Because when you look for the good and praise it, you're choosing joy. You're absolutely choosing joy. Okay, here's the social media part. We are Creative Life Spirits Channel, Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on. I am the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I have made a commitment to myself for today to work on my YouTube channel. I also need to get the Sunday service up because, yeah, I'm a little behind. I told you, it's been a busy week. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, including the fact that next Friday is Reverend David's ordination, email info@creativelife.org. That will get you the constant contact. The hot links are hot. They will either take you to the information you want or to the person that will get you the information that you want. So info@creativelife.org. Okay, and then I'm going to encourage you, as I always do, to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, a brisk but sunny day, an amazing day, a get stuff done day, or take a rest day, a cuddle with some fur baby that you love, or someone that you love, or make that phone call to that friend that you hadn't heard from in a while. Day, or have a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a divine spark. You are pure spirit in material form. You are a godling. You are a brilliant light. You are God in action, spirit in motion, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. That is who you are. That is the truth of your being. And I will tell you that every single day. All right, beloveds. So Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.